we're not good enough. You're pretty much like cutting out our race, and you want to mix races rather than, fix your race that you're with right now. It's all about keeping the black race alive, keeping the white race alive. They're making a biracial race, and they don't like it, and that's what I dealt with. It's the houseboy syndrome, is what they say.
I think the more everybody mixes, the happier everybody will be.
No, they don't. But black people are like, why are you trying to mix with us? Like, take a black woman. Like, your dad is a proud black man who married a beautiful black woman. And I already know what it is because they have said it to me. They look at my mom like, your mom just couldn't find a black man that she liked, huh? She had to go to the white man, and he still ran out on you. Like, that's how they try and play.
Christ.
He was running around on you, blah, blah, blah. Like, you could have got you a black king, woman. Oh, I hate
Bronny James is 17 years old. Apparently, people didn't have a problem with him driving a $326,000 Mercedes to prom.
Ooh.
The school itself costs about $40,000 a year. It's where Kylie and Kendall Jenner went. Sierra Canyon School. There were some people, obviously, that were down with it, but there were plenty of other people who were calling the girl a gold digger, and she knows he's not rich, right? Do people realize that the son of the rich guy isn't rich?
Also, she goes to the same school. She's probably rich, too.
He doesn't have any money.
It doesn't matter.
His dad is very rich.
No, he's probably got money, though.
He's set up for life. He already has, like, a contract.
Right, but that's
to the
not
NBA.
his money. Like, it's his
money.
dad's money that it's probably going to be bequeathed to him.
He's got access to money.
Yeah, he has access, for sure.
Of course, but I'm just making the point that,
He's in middle school. And
and people are like, oh, LeBron, the old prom photo of LeBron taking a white girl, too. I thought he and his wife had been together since they were like 12 or something.
high school sweethearts.
Savannah? Well, yeah, that's when you have prom, high school. I thought he took his wife to prom.
But there's 4 years in high school. They could have met. You don't know when that picture with him with the white girl was taken.
But what I'm saying is prom is the last 2 years of high school.
He could have she could have been a junior. The white girl could have been a junior and could have taken him as a freshman. He looked like a damn senior as a freshman. So you can take, as an upperclassman, you could take a underclassman to prom. You just can't go. It can't go vice versa. So
my older daughter has her second prom this weekend. And boy, I just don't, at least at her school, because her school is a very, very diverse school, I don't see anybody bitching and moaning about going to prom with, like, white or black. Like, who cares?
Because she's not a celebrity.
She's not a celebrity, and it's also not. I mean, there's probably people bitching about it.
No, there's people who will complain about civilians doing the exact same thing.
It's the images you put out.
Right, but I'm just saying, you don't have to be famous. What, you think regular people never get hassled? Of course they do.
But they're saying, look, his son has access to all the beautiful black women he could possibly want. If he wanted to take a black woman.
Well, he didn't.
But I'm saying
he likes this
girl,
one.
yeah.
But they're saying,
and he could be just like Poundcake. It could be a beard.
Oh, he might be gay.
No, but the images that you put out there, he has access to the most beautiful women in the world, and he's saying none of them are good enough. He sold out and got a white girl. That's what black girls are feeling. I don't necessarily
sold out. She's a classmate.
It doesn't matter.
Like, people really, really stretch incredulity coming up with reasons to get upset about stuff like this. Most high schools are full of people who look different than each other, right? So you're
no.
Yeah,
Not most.
Most do.
Not most.
You're gonna what? Public school?
Yeah, it depends on where it is.
Where you're at.
No, I know. I'm just saying that you're not going to find like an all white or all black public school.
Medina, right? Wasn't that like 90% white?
Yeah, it was
90% white, but you're going to have
way more, probably more than 90%.
You had like a couple, like 2 black families that had kids.
I don't know. There was a few black students, but there wasn't a lot.
Or like it depends
it's
on
a
where
big school,
it is.
and there was maybe
inner city schools.
20 black kids in a school that had 1,000 students.
Right. Depending on where it is, it could be very diverse.
And you go to Buckeye or Lodi or any of those schools that are further out in the country.
Well, yeah, like
everyone's
hick towns,
white.
yeah.
Well, that's what most of America
that's
is.
A lot of America.
Okay.
That's a lot of America.
I think schools in the suburbs it can be pretty diverse, but when you're talking like in the middle of the country or inner city schools or whatever, it could be all one way or the other.
I mentioned Taylor Swift gave I don't think Poundcake believed me, but she gave the commencement address to NYU.
Yeah, it was posted everywhere.
She got an honorary doctorate. I don't know in what.
Fine arts.
We are led by our gut instincts, our intuition, our desires and fears, our scars and our dreams. And you will screw it up sometimes. So will I. And when I do, you will most likely read about it on the internet. And as long as we are fortunate enough to be breathing, we will breathe in, breathe through, breathe deep, and breathe out. And I am a doctor now, so I know how breathing works.
Oh, shut up.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
The great Jim Downey and Billy Madison. By the way, isn't it weird now, though, that for the class of kids coming out of college, Taylor Swift's like an old lady now?
Yeah.
Like, get out of here, you MILF!
I don't know. She's a MILF.
No,
She doesn't-
MILF.
she's not a mom.
She's 32.
I expected her to be married and have kids before Rihanna, and Rihanna just had she just had her baby.
I didn't even know she was pregnant.
Taylor Swift needs Taylor Swift needs dating for material. I mean, maybe she's moving out of that, but you know,
she's been dating the same dude for I don't know how long.
Right, but what I'm saying is her biggest songs were because of Jake Gyllenhaal dumped her and John Mayer screwed her over and whatever.
Harry Styles.
Take your
Nothing
pick.
makes Poundcake happier than the Jake Gyllenhaal story.
He skipped her 21st birthday.
No, it wasn't her
And
21st.
she was crying in the bathroom.
Wasn't it? I thought he skipped her 21st birthday
maybe it wasn't
party.
her. I thought it was like her 18th, 19th or something like that. My jaw hurts. Stop. Stop making me laugh.
Oh, he loves people's misfortune.
In his defense, that clip was from fat people. That was a My 600-Pound Life clip about them not being able to sit in a van.
That is true.
So it's not all malicious.
It's not all malicious. It's delicious.
How did you remember where that clip was from?
Because I remember we were talking about that. We were talking about you were so enamored with the fact that they had to take the seats out of the van so that the lady could lay around in the back.
That makes sense because even now,
Yeah, My 600-Pound Life.
Like I just the stuff that we play on here sometimes, I forget I ever said that, and then I'm like, what context could I possibly have said that? And then
you find out.
Well, yeah, she remembers, so that's amazing because I can remember what I had for Uber Eats yesterday.
Memory like a steel trap, baby.
That's what separates somebody like Poundcake who doesn't listen to the show and somebody who does. Hey, Drunk Sue.
Hey, baby, how are you?
What's going on?
Oh, just the usual. Hey, I have a question. I'm going to back up a subject or two. When you guys go to the new building, okay,
Yeah.
in Cody's room, is it going to be all 4 blocked off walls, or is it going to have a window like he has now?
No window.
He's not going to be near
That
us.
sucks.
Why? I don't need to see him. I just need to hear him.
Yeah, but I want to see him, too.
Well, you'll see him on the video. We'll have a camera on him, but he won't have a window to see us.
You don't see the window even.
Yeah.
You see a camera that's in his room.
It's going to be
There'll be nothing different for
the
you
video
guys.
is going to be exactly the same. It'll be a camera on him.
All right, then.
Or
I've
you
been
can
watching these
you
gummy worms.
were concerned about not being able to see Poundcake?
Yeah, because I like seeing Poundcake.
Yeah, she likes seeing me.
That's fine. I just didn't know it rose to the level of being concerned.
She's sober today too, so she's in her right mind.
How do you know?
Because when I picked up the phone, she said, "Hey, baby," and it wasn't her normal "Hey, baby." I was like, "Sue, are you sober?" And she was like, "Yeah." And
I think Sue's pretty smooth, so I genuinely can't tell if she's sober or not when she calls.
I can tell.
We can tell.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I can pull the tricks, baby. I can pull the tricks.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing. Yeah, so video-wise, you're not even going to notice the difference, Sue. The rooms will look different, obviously, but, I mean, it's not... you'll still be able to see him.
Okay, because I was
Unless I put a
thinking about
Post-it
that.
note over his camera every day, and you'll just see
Well, now,
one of the
see,
squares
that
will be
would
yellow.
not fair. That would not be cool.
All right, listen, thank you, Sue, for checking in. It's going to be fine. It's almost like a question. Sue? What? Sue? Is that you? You can leave us messages on the iHeartRadio app, by the way. Look for that talkback button there.
Hey, gang. After listening to Political Joe's rant a couple times, I'm starting to wonder if this might be Yo Mama sobered up a little bit. I don't know if we can get Cody to cross-reference the numbers here, but we might be onto something. All right, hate the show.
Sobered up? There was nothing sobered up about Political Joe. And a lot of people said that, too. They go, hey, remember Yo Mama, the dude that used to just call mid-conversation from Akron? People were like, I think that's the same guy.
I think
like,
it
that's
might
not.
be, though.
It's not the
No, I
same
don't
guy.
You don't think?
No. Here, I'll play you. This is Yo Mama,
I already know you're.
who hasn't called in a long time, by the way. He might be dead, too.
I already know you're a weenie. I'm not coming down there to beg you for nothing.
By the way, that's not even me in the background.
No.
He's calling me and listening to somebody else.
Not coming down there to beg you for nothing.
I actually think I know who that is.
Cause you are only gonna resuscitate my rooster paw.
Yeah, that's Yo Mama. That's
My
not.
rooster pole?
I don't know. That's not Political Joe. This is Political Joe.
Thank you, Alan. This is for the foot whore.
Yeah, he calls Mary the foot whore.
Amen.
That's Political Joe.
Hello, Alan Cox. I thought you heard that. Well, you know what? You're liberal pieces. It just doesn't make any sense. What is your problem? You use your platform for your Democratic problem? What is the problem in the United States right now? The baby formula thing. And Trump would have a baby formula task force, and there'd be all that. And you know that.
How dare he besmirch our little Mary Santora, by the way? Who is he? Who?
Doesn't
Is he?
matter. He's not a foot whore, apparently. But he said he would pay $1,000 for some incoherent
Who
request.
knows what? That's just money you're leaving on the table at this
know.
point. Yeah. Alan, look up the food cube rule. The amount of things that qualify as salad is pretty funny.
Didn't we say that a kebab is a salad?
Yeah, like we did a salad or sandwich
soup?
bit.
Oh,
yeah.
salad or sandwich.
Didn't you used to endorse a food cube or something? Didn't you do an endorsement for a food cube?
No.
You did something. You did a spec for it, didn't you? Hey, it's the food cube.
No, it
It's
was
the
like a food testing kit to
food
tell you
pill.
what you're allergic to.
Oh, I thought it was like, hey, here's a food pellet that you eat. And,
No,
Oh.
pellets are for like hamsters.
well, there are grills and a lot of things. A pellet grill and wood grill. Listen, I thought you did a thing called food pellet or something a couple of years ago. All
No,
right.
I did a spec for it was like a food testing kit that you would like take it and it would tell you what you're allergic to. But it never actually turned into anything.
Alan, that dude is spending about $400 a month on Big Macs and Cokes. I can't afford to buy McDonald's once a month for my family. Ouch! I'm sorry. There's
Well,
a big.
he's like an engineer or something.
There's also a big chasm between $400 a month and you can't buy Mickey D's once a month for the
Right.
family. It's not that expensive. I mean, if you're eating 2 Big Macs a day for 50 years, is that what the guy is? An engineer?
I think he's an engineer or something like that.
All right. Alan, I don't eat salad, but I toss it. Yeah.
We knew it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Listen, I don't know what to tell you. Hey, listen, by the way, there are a couple of prisons that are short a douche. The Firefest guy got out early, and the Pharma Bro got out early. Remember these
Shkreli guy?
guys?
Yeah.
Martin Shkreli was the guy who was overcharging people for Beatus medication. He got out of prison
Why was he locked up?
because he was convicted of like price gouging or something.
I didn't know that was illegal. People price gouge all the time.
Well, it's illegal. You just have to prove that that's what they did.
And they were able
He jacked up the price of an anti-parasitic drug when he bought some pharmaceutical company and pulled a... The most amazing story to me, though, was the woman who did the article on him and then left her husband for him.
Really?
When he was in prison. I remember reading this article. She wrote an article for Elle magazine, this woman named Christy Smythe. She's 39. And she went in thinking the same thing about this guy that everybody else did, right? This guy was like a reviled dude because he was just a full-on douche. He had a punchable face.
He bought the Wu-Tang album.
Yeah.
And kept it for himself.
This guy knew what he was doing. Every picture of him, you saw him just kind of this smug smile on his face. So this woman goes in to interview him and falls in love with him.
Oh, boy.
And she leaves her husband.
Not very professional.
She left her job. She was a reporter for Bloomberg News or something. She left the job. She left her husband. He dumps her from prison.
Oh.
Talk about a stage 5 clinger.
Oh.
That's going to work against you. And she's like, so this guy gets out and she goes, I'd love to see him. I spoke to him a few days ago. I'll give him a hug. I'll always have feelings for him, she said. Holy cow. Imagine that.
Man, there's just people, they'll surprise you. They'll shock you.
But also, like, there was just a story a while ago that went viral, too, about the woman who ran into some guy at a wedding and started talking to him. And, like, after the wedding, goes home and leaves her husband to be with the new guy. And the new guy's like, I don't want to do that. She, like, blew up her life for some dude that she had some amazing conversation with.
A little meet cute.
Oh, my God.
And he's probably just being nice.
Yeah.
And then she's like, he's the one.
Yeah.
I love you.
So this Martin Shkreli guy is out. I guess he was really upset that she said they were having a relationship or something. And so he broke off, he dumped her via a letter from his lawyer. Oh, that's great. From the law offices of whoever, Dear Christy, this letter is to inform you that my client no longer wants conjugal visit. And Billy McFarland is the Fire Festival guy. They did 2 documentaries on this putz. He got released from prison to a halfway house. And his attorney says that he wants to generate income to pay his restitution back and make amends.
OnlyFans.
So who knows? What's he going to do on OnlyFans?
What does anybody do on OnlyFans?
Well, what is this guy going to do on OnlyFans?
Nobody wants to see this guy.
Home renovations, maybe?
I guess.
Fitness?
Yeah. He's going to become a sandwich artist. He was in Milan, Michigan. That's not far from here. That's a few hours away.
That was Milan.
It's Milan. Up in Milan, Italy.
You've never been there.
I have been.
No.
It's not far from where my in-laws live.
Okay.
He was at the Milan Federal Correctional Institution up there. I don't know how much time he got, but they let him out early.
I thought he got like 3 years or something like that.
6 years in prison is what this says, yeah. After admitting to defrauding people over the Fire Festival. And who's walking around untouched?
Ja Rule.
Ja Rule. Right? See, and all these guys, coronavirus was the best thing to happen to some of these guys because they were like, hey, man, I need compassionate release. Because they were letting people out because of COVID. Because they'd get their lawyers to say that they were, oh, my client's got an issue, prisons are overcrowded, which they are. They were letting some questionable dudes out because of COVID. This guy owes $26 million in restitution. He's probably got some money hidden somewhere. Yeah. But you can't take that money out and pay restitution because then people are going to know you got it. So these 2 guys are out of prison.
The amount of content.
And on the lookout, ladies.
The amount of content that Firefest guy generated from the failure of that festival, that should be payment enough. Like they had
content
2
for
documentaries.
what?
He had like 2 documentaries. It just was in the news cycle for so long, and it was just an epic fail. They monetized it somehow. Did they ever pay the people back for?
No.
Did that come out during COVID or before?
No, that was before. That was like
Yeah.
into
That
2019.
was 2019, yeah.
Because remember, it was the water guy.
I just couldn't remember
Yeah, that's where
the
we got
timeline of it.
The documents. Signing documents. is
Signing
from that.
documents.
Yeah.
Right. For the water.
Whatever happened to that guy? He needs to start the OnlyFans. He's like,
He was a zaddy, right?
documents. He was cute. Document signer, 101.
Alan, my high school in rural Pennsylvania in the 70s was so white that everybody called the Italian kid with an afro the N-word. Nice. Dang. Classy joint.
See, You're always gonna have racism. If there's no white people,
Well, no,
they'll just pick on-
that's no shock. I'm just saying that I'm surprised. There's a part of me that's surprised that people are so. Even if it makes you angry, you do realize that interracial couples are a thing. So it's just people.
But some people think it's unnatural.
People don't believe me.
Right, but it's still not unusual.
It doesn't matter. It can be common, and they still think it's the worst thing that's ever happened.
You might want to get on board, homie, because it's like,
That's the way of the world now.
Yeah, well, it has been for a long time.
People didn't believe me when I said I wasn't called like the N-word until I moved out of Oberlin. Well, not moved out of Oberlin, but like when I went to the vocational high school. Because everyone in Oberlin looks like me. Everyone is biracial, half Asian, half Puerto Rican, half black. All these different races in a school, like you sound dumb. They would say with the A at the end, but never the ER. But I went out to like the vocational high school, and boy, was that a culture shock. I was like, oh, hi, lovely white people. They're like, get away from us. You can't stay with us. I'm like, oh, it's because I'm gay. There's no, not at all. We love gay people. We just don't like black people.
Well, and even think of in the last couple years, they've started putting same-sex couples or interracial couples in commercials and stuff like that.
And people freak out.
And
People lose
and that's
their minds.
Within the last like 5.
trying to buy some cereal.
You're pushing an agenda.
That's exactly that Ritz commercial where it was like a black guy goes to a white family's Christmas or white
Or
family
there was
something like that.
I remember there was a Cheerios commercial, and it was a white woman. The black dad comes in with like a biracial daughter, and she's like, "Mom," and they're like, "See, you're breaking up family homes."
How
like
am I
you're
supposed to explain this to my kids? We just want Ritz crackers, and that's like so. That's
Explain
relatively
what?
new.
Your kids have friends that look just like that.
Yeah. But I'm saying that's a new thing.
Oh, that was funny.
Relatively, yeah, I guess so.
Pushing an agenda. How dare they? How dare you marry a
Well,
black
your boner
man?
likes what it likes. I got to take a break. If you want to get the last word in, send a text 35192.